What if your dream home, your safe neighborhood, was built on top of a ticking time bomb? Imagine children playing in their backyards, families planting gardens, completely unaware that just beneath their feet, thousands of tons of toxic chemicals were silently leaking into their lives. This isn't fiction. This is the true story of one of the most shocking environmental disasters in American history. And for years, the warnings were ignored. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're uncovering a story that changed how America deals with toxic waste forever. The Love Canal disaster, a story of buried secrets, government silence, and a community that paid the price. It all started in the 1890s with a dream. An entrepreneur named William Love envisioned a canal connecting two bodies of water in Niagara Falls, New York. But the project failed, leaving behind nothing but a partially dug canal. Decades later, in the 1940s, that abandoned canal found a new purpose. A chemical company began using it as a dumping ground. Over 20,000 tons of chemical waste, buried underground, sealed, forgotten, or so they thought. In the 1950s, the land was sold. A school was built directly on top of the site. Homes followed soon after. Families moved in, completely unaware of what lay beneath. At first, everything seemed normal. But then, strange things started happening. Children developed unusual illnesses. Women reported miscarriages. Residents noticed odd smells and mysterious substances seeping into their basements. After heavy rain, black sludge would rise to the surface. Imagine walking outside and seeing chemicals bubbling up from the ground. Here's where it gets disturbing. The company that buried the waste knew the danger. They even warned local authorities when selling the land. But those warnings ignored or buried, just like the chemicals. As construction continued, the protective layers covering the waste were damaged. Barrels began leaking. Toxic substances like benzene and dioxin spread through the soil and into the water. Yet for years, residents were told everything was safe. Then came the turning point. A local resident, Lois Gibbs, noticed her son was frequently ill. When she discovered his school was built on toxic land, she refused to stay silent. She began organizing her neighbors, knocking on doors, collecting health data, demanding answers. At first, officials dismissed her concerns, but the evidence kept growing. Families were getting sick, and the truth could no longer be ignored. By the late 1970s, the story exploded into national headlines. The government launched investigations. What they found was alarming. The area was heavily contaminated. Health risks were real, and the situation was far worse than anyone had admitted. Eventually, a state of emergency was declared. Hundreds of families were evacuated from their homes. Imagine being told overnight that your home is toxic, that your memories, your neighborhood, is no longer safe. The Love Canal disaster led to massive change. It exposed serious failures in how hazardous waste was handled, and it pushed the U.S. government to create stricter environmental laws, including the Superfund program, designed to clean up toxic sites across the country. But for the families who lived there, the damage was already done. Health issues, lost homes, and years of uncertainty. The story of Love Canal is a warning, a reminder that what's buried doesn't always stay hidden, and that silence can be just as dangerous as the truth. So the next time you hear about environmental safety, ask questions, because sometimes the most dangerous secrets are the ones no one wants to talk about. If you found this story eye-opening, make sure to subscribe for more untold history. And let me know in the comments, what other hidden stories should we uncover next?